Dell'uomo Pescana, vedo pallone caletta.
China has just issued a stern warning. The Philippines is pushing itself toward destruction after allowing the United States to deploy additional strategic missiles in the South China Sea. Meanwhile, border tensions between Thailand and Cambodia have suddenly flared up. Beijing has also loudly accused NATO of crossing red lines and igniting conflict. Southeast Asia is heating up, inching closer day by day to the vortex of instability. The South China Morning Post reports, China has issued a stern warning to the Philippines after Manila allowed the United States to deploy the Typhoon strategic missile system on its territory. Beijing made its position clear. By helping the U.S. expand its military presence in the South China Sea and encouraging fishermen to push deeper into disputed waters, the Philippines is, in China's words, bringing destruction upon itself. The Typhoon missile system, known for its rapid launch capability, long-range warheads, and high mobility, is seen as a key component of America's deterrent strategy against China in the Western Pacific. Its deployment in the Philippines has immediately triggered backlash from Beijing, which sees the move as a serious escalation and a direct threat to what it calls its core interests in the South China Sea and Taiwan. Simultaneously, Beijing accuses the Philippines of systematic provocation by backing fishermen to penetrate deeper into Second Thomas Shoal, a disputed hotspot between the two nations. It's a site of frequent clashes between Filipino fishing vessels and Chinese Coast Guard ships. Chinese defense officials have warned, if Manila continues to side with Washington and turns itself into a U.S. military outpost in Southeast Asia, the price will be steep. And Beijing, they say, will not stand by and do nothing. At the same time, tensions continued to rise as the Chinese embassy in Manila officially rejected accusations from the Philippine military, alleging Beijing's involvement in maritime drug trafficking. In a public statement, China called the allegations baseless slander and an irresponsible act that severely damages bilateral relations. Beijing vowed to firmly defend its national image, while warning Manila not to turn security allegations into a political tool. According to the South China Morning Post, the United States has deployed its Typhoon missile system, also known as the MRC or mid-range capability, to Luzon, the northernmost island of the Philippines, just under 500 kilometers from Taiwan. This is seen as a pivotal military move in Washington's strategy to encircle China in the Western Pacific. The Typhoon system is capable of launching both Tomahawk cruise missiles, weapons previously used in America's precise strikes in the Middle East, and SM-6 surface-to-air missiles, which can intercept targets at hypersonic speeds. With a range of up to 2,500 kilometers, Typhoon puts the entire South China Sea, China's mainland coastline, Taiwan, the Korean peninsula, and even parts of Japan within its reach. This means that with just one launch command from Luzon, the United States could strike deep into mainland China within minutes, without ever leaving Philippine territory. This is not just a military move, it is a clear political statement about America's long-term presence in the region. The choice of Luzon, the largest and most strategically positioned island in the Philippines, signals Washington's use of Manila as a new firepower foothold to control the entire First Island chain, a critical line of defense for China. At the same time, the United States has deployed the Nemesis anti-ship system to Batanes Island, the northernmost point of the Philippines, just 190 kilometers from Taiwan. This is the same system that appeared during last month's Balakatan joint military exercises between the US and the Philippines, where the two militaries tested their ability to control the Bashi Channel, a strategic maritime passage connecting the Pacific Ocean to the South China Sea. This move immediately sparked a fierce reaction from China. Beijing declared, "The Philippines is tying itself to the American war machine." This action not only undermines regional stability, but could also backfire with consequences Manila will have to bear. Beijing continued its harsh criticism of Manila's new Hero Fisherman program, claiming it is, in reality, a civilian cover to legitimize a presence in disputed waters. China accuses the Philippines of using fishermen as a shield, while fishing activities serve only as a cover for the goal of violating sovereignty. In response, Beijing vows to strengthen administrative control while intensifying its presence and defending its maritime rights, according to its own interpretation of international law. Not limited to Southeast Asia, China has reacted fiercely to recent remarks by NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg, who warned that Beijing is escalating the risk of conflict in the Taiwan Strait, potentially dragging both Russia and Europe into a spiral of instability. China's foreign ministry quickly responded, accusing NATO of overstepping its functional boundaries and using security concerns as a pretext to expand influence in the Asia-Pacific region. In its statement, Beijing emphasized, NATO should look in the mirror instead of spreading global instability. The so-called collective security of NATO only fuels more tension and confrontation. In a notable statement, Cambodia's Senate President Hun Sen dismissed rumors that the country is preparing for war with Thailand, calling them fake news designed to sow instability. However, he did not hide his firmness, declaring he remains healthy enough to command the military should tensions escalate. He emphasized, Cambodia may be small, but it is far from lacking weapons to reach Bangkok, and will not use them unless forced to defend itself. This statement immediately drew regional attention, amid ongoing tensions at the border between the two countries, where flashpoints continue to threaten conflict. Meanwhile, Thailand has ordered telecom providers to suspend internet services to Cambodia in the border area, cutting data communications for 15 days. Bangkok cited the move as a measure to prevent transnational criminal activities. However, Phnom Penh reacted fiercely. Cambodia's Senate President Hun Sen sharply condemned the move, calling it an insult to the military commander, who was officially appointed by the king. Hun Sen emphasized, if a prime minister dared to do the same in Cambodia, they would surely be branded a traitor. This statement only intensified tensions between the two countries, as unresolved hotspots remain along the border. As the US, China, and NATO simultaneously increase their military presence in the Asia-Pacific, and regional hotspots like the Philippines, Cambodia, and Thailand continue to flare, the question remains, who is truly maintaining peace? And who is sowing the seeds of a new war? Leave a comment below and subscribe to the channel to never miss the hottest analyses on global geopolitics.